This is a demonstration of our 6.3 control system using the 6.3 touchscreen. To begin, touch the star in the center of the screen. This brings up the main menu where the other operations can be accessed. As you can see, the temperature display reads 0. This demonstration screen is not connected to an operating system and will read 0 throughout the video. On the right is the Help button to access the Help screen. The Help screen gives basic instructions for operation and settings. To exit the Help screen, just touch the X. On the left, you will find an operational settings, and touching this brings an access screen. By touching the display box, the keypad will appear and type in a PIN number. If the PIN number is correct, you'll get a login button. The login button will take you to the manager's settings screens. In this screen, we can adjust flash time, the purge time, the cool down time, the flash temperature, the purge temperature, and the cool down temperature. We can change the PIN number to set the access to these screens. Temperature offset is available to correct the temperature display, and an intake motor delay is to separate the startup of the intake and exhaust fans. To make changes, touch the display box of what needs changing. A keypad pops up, type in the new number, and press enter. Across the bottom, we have access to 6 different bake modes. As before, press the button for that mode. Once in, we can change the name, we can change the segment time, and it can be as high as 99 or as low as 0. We'll set it to 1 for this demonstration. We can now set the temperature for that time sequence. Being the first sequence, we can raise the surface temperature of an object quickly by setting it to 170 degrees. For this demonstration, we'll take the second segment to 160 degrees. In the first segment, we run 170 to get the surface temperature up, 160 to begin to go to the recommended bake temperature of 140. In this case, using 1 minute in each segment for this demonstration. Finally, we set the third segment for a recommended bake temp, and it may need to be set for 10 minutes at 140 degrees. Once the cross-leaking has started, which we began with the first 2 segments, we have a 4th stage available to us that we will skip by setting to 0. And we'll set the segments for the bake to 1 minute for this demonstration. Touch the return arrow to go back to the manager's menu. Touch the home button to return to the main menu. We've looked at the help screens, the operational settings. We can turn the lights on and off, and touch the spray gun to go to spray. In spray, we can increase or decrease temperature with the arrows, or touch and use the keypad. We can adjust the cabin pressure. We can set it to be positive or negative, high or low. On the left, we have a booth stop button. This will stop the booth entirely. We then have a prep mode button for pre-finishing operations. There is a flash mode for drying the various base coats that were applied. This flash mode was set in the manager screen. We can change the temperatures in this mode. To stop, we touch the return button if we've gone into flash too soon. We can return to flash by touching the flash button, and then the system will begin to count up. As we time out, the system switches back to the spray mode. On the far right is bake. Touching this takes us to the bake menu, allowing us to choose the appropriate bake cycle. These cycles were created in our manager's settings. These can be for spots or overalls, types of clears, composites. If we don't want to bake yet, the back button will take us back to spray. However, in bake and choosing a cycle will start the cycle. As you can see, the purge time has begun.
Wait a minute.
At the end of the purge time, the first bake stage starts. The temperature switches to the first set point of 170 degrees. The booth stop will still stop all operations, and a paint gun is on the screen to return to spray at any time. We'll let the stage 1 time out. As stage 1 times out, bake stage 2 begins. The temperature goes to 160 degrees. Stage 2 times out and stage 3 begins. The temperature goes to 140 degrees and normally goes 10 minutes, but 1 minute is used for this demonstration. We can still switch back to spray or shut the booth off. Bake finally ends and switches to the cool down cycle at 74 degrees. At the end of the cool downs, the booth switches off. Touching the screen takes us back to the main menu. This has been a demonstration of the SprayTech Junair 6.3 control system.